Hey guys, one Gizmo here, and today I've got something a bit different for you. I'm going to do a top 15 cards that I currently own. So this is pretty much, to be simple about it, the top 15 cards that I rate as my favorite for whatever reason. Doesn't have to be value or playability or anything like that. It's just personal favorites. So what I'm going to do is start from 15, and first I'll give you a quick summary of how I got it and why it's one of my favorites. So at number 15 we have first edition Crystal Nidoking. I got this from my original E-Series 3 opening, so I pulled this one myself. And yeah, it's just, first of all, an amazing card. The holo pattern around specifically Nidoking is amazing. And yeah, it was the first Japanese crystal I ever pulled, probably. Yeah, so just a really epic card. So that's number 15. At number 14, we have Shining Celebi. I got this in a trade from Bollock. I was always a massive fan of Celebi, and the Shining Celebi is really awesome. It's pink there. And I love how the Shining Pokemon, they have like a little... It's like a different texture for the actual Pokemon. It's pretty hard to show you guys, but if you can see it, really, really nice. Plus the card is just epic itself. I love the pinkish sort of background, really nice. At number 13, we have Mewtwo Gold Star. I got this in a BCBM from the Pokemon Dad. For a reasonable price, of course. What I love about this card is that it's Mewtwo, and it's the shining form of Mewtwo, and I just love Mewtwo, I have to say. Ever since I watched the original first Pokemon movie, he's always been one of my favorites, and it's just a really epic card. I wish there wasn't so much glare, but really, really epic card. So at number 12, we have Shiny Blastoise from Plasma Gale. As you can see from the little water symbol, it's from the Black and White series. So what I love about this is that it's the first time a Blastoise has ever been printed in shiny form. Unlike Charizard, which was already printed in shining form twice, as Shining Charizard and Charizard Gold Star. So I think this is like just desserts for Blastoise. I thought even though I did prefer Charizard always, Blastoise was always a close second favorite in terms of starting Pokemon. And plus it's an epic card, love it. The texture is amazing on this card, and it just looks epic. So now on to number 11. We have another Plasma Gale card, and that is Lugia EX Full Art. This is probably my favorite Plasma Full Art, and it's a Lugia, and it is epic. There is just so much going on in this card. I, of course, pulled this in my Plasma Gale opening. I can't remember which of my 8 boxes it was, but when I pulled it, I was absolutely stoked, especially with that plasma symbol in the background. Got the bolts going everywhere. It's just a really epic card, and the texture is always amazing on it too. Next up, we have this Crystal Kabutops, English, as you can see. I got this in a trade with Poke Collection, and for that reason, it's got a bit of sentimentality, because that's really when this whole YouTubing thing it felt real to me, is when I started trading with people like Poke Collection and others. But yeah, and I always had a real love for Kabutops. I can remember having a Kabutops from Fossil, and it was one of my first ever holos when I was, I don't know, 9 or 10 years old. So every time I see Kabutops, it gives me that tingly, nostalgic feeling, and that's why this is number 10, I believe. Or maybe, I don't know, I can't remember now. Next up, we have Mew EX Full Art from Dragon Blast, Japanese. I always loved Mew, the same reason as Mewtwo, but this is just an absolutely epic artwork. And I pulled this one from my Dragon Blast opening, one of my first Japanese booster boxes. And yeah, this is just an epic artwork. Love it. And I love the gold borders around the full art Pokemon. Next up we have Shining Charizard. I also got this from in a BCBM from the Pokemon Dad. This card, I don't know, just speaks for itself and its epicness. I mean, it's a Shining Charizard. You just have to check it out. It is unbelievably awesome. And look at that attack. White Hot Flame, that always gets me. It's just like, fuck, that's awesome. Shit. Yeah, so that is number 9 or 10 or 8. I can't remember now. Next up we have Celebi Goldstar. This is, I actually pulled from a tin, a random EX tin, Ho EX tin, and this is the only Goldstar I've ever pulled. And for that reason, it has a lot of sentimental value to it. I never thought I'd ever pull a Gold Star, and it was just there, and I was speechless. And I love Celebi, and it's an awesome card, but this, for the sentimental value, is number 7, I think. Let me just count how many more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that was number 7, so awesome. Next up, we have Charizard Goldstar. This is the first ever Goldstar that I bought from eBay. And it is Charizard, which is my favorite Pokemon, as some of you may know. But yeah, it is just an absolutely beautiful card. I love it. It's Delta Species, so it's a dark type. And yeah, I love this card. Absolutely beautiful. Alright, so that was number 6. Number 5 is Crystal Lugia, first edition from my E-Series 3 recent opening, just yesterday, of course. This card, it just sends shivers down my spine. I can't believe I pulled this. It was just amazing. First edition. It's also gem mint, guys. Absolutely flawless condition. And you just have to look at the card to appreciate its awesomeness. You can see that little hollow effect around Lugia itself. Really epic. I really wanted this card. Just missing one card from that set now. Next up, we have Ho EX Full Art from Dragon Blade. Yeah, Blade. And this is my favorite full art for sure. It is, the coloring on this card is absolutely amazing. And the golden tail and the beastiness of Ho-Oh itself just make this card incredible. I remember pulling this in my original Dragon Blade opening, and it was awesome. I remember that was the first time I swore on camera, and I haven't looked back since. Yay! So that is number 3. Number 2, sorry, that was number 4. Number 3 is Shiny Charizard from Plasma Gale. I bought this off eBay at a pretty good auction price. This is probably one of the most underrated cards recently. I know people have been saying they're not such a fan, but this is an unbelievable card. I mean, seriously. There's like molten lava flowing around this shiny Charizard. It's ridiculous. Ridiculously cool. And yeah, really awesome. Next up, we have Crystal Ho-Oh, the only English crystal I've pulled. I got this in my Skyridge booster box, and this is I don't know, absolutely epic. There's really not much to say, but it is unbelievable. I remember when I pulled it, I was in shock. Skyridge is still my favourite set, by the way. I love this card. And now, number 1 from my list of top cards that I currently own is a Ho-Oh Holo from Neo Revelations. I know this is actually the only regular holo from this entire set, and it's actually at number 1, but this card really encompasses everything that I love about Pokemon, and that's why I'll take it out of the top load to show you guys properly, while you take in the startling revelation that this is my number 1 card on the list. So this is pretty much what I pictured in the very first episode of Pokemon when they saw Ho-Oh flying in the distance, but they didn't actually see him. But it really encompasses his awesomeness, and I have to say, this is just a beautiful card. I mean, you don't really get artworks like this in modern day holos. It's just everything that I look for in a card. So that is my number 1 card of my top 15 cards that I currently own. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I did. By the way, I got this in a trade. I forgot to mention where I got it from. Who did I get it from? Oh, jeez. Oh, I hate to get this one wrong. That's right, it was from... Oh, I've forgotten his name. Anyway, I got it from a trade, and yeah, it's a really epic card. So that's it for me, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.